When you think about this generation and how there's so much advanced as far as knowledge because of social media, what would you go back and tell your younger self if you could take knowledge that you have now and take it back to that 19-year-old? What would you tell her?
I would tell her that it does not have to look the same.
One, two, three, four.
You know, we've been on a hiatus from Conversations with Brent. And let me tell you what we've been up to since then. We are in Miami attending the podcast summit. You'll see a couple of interviews coming from that. And we've obtained so much great information that when we come back, as it used to be said in football, we're going to be bigger, stronger, faster, and better. Thank you for rocking with Conversations with Brent. Get ready, because we coming. Hey, this is Brent, and I have the beautiful, lovely Sharrell joining me. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for asking.
And you can see we're at the podcast summit hosted by David Shands. And Sharrell, I want to ask you one question. If you can go back to an age between 18 and 21, what age would you do and why?
Wow. 18 to 21?
Yes, because that's such a critical
It
age.
really is. I would probably do 21,
Okay.
only because I was one of the girls who did not drink before I turned 21. It was my first time going out with friends. So 21, I just felt alive,
Right.
you know? So yeah,
Okay.
21 for sure.
And if you could go back to that age and talk to your younger self, knowing what you know now, what would you tell her?
I would tell her, do not focus on the guys. Do your personal work. That's the best advice that I've ever gotten. Do your personal work, learn thyself, and just stay focused and stay true to who you are. Don't let anyone sway you.
All right.
Yeah.
Last question. What was one of your biggest takeaways from this podcast summit?
Oh my gosh, it was so many. To just be authentic, find your voice for sure, and get an attorney. Make sure the documents are like signed, sealed, and from a professional. I mean, I could list so many more. Maybe trademarking. That's the
Okay.
best one. Yeah, trademarking.
And what are you doing and how can they follow you?
So I am one half of the Be Selfish podcast called Be Selfish Podcast with Lily and Sharrell. And we talk about redefining the way you love yourself by being selfish, putting yourself first. We talk about anything from colorism to dating preferences to divorcing our parents. So you can find us at Be Selfish Pod on Instagram. We're on iHeart, Spotify, all major platforms.
Good deal. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. This is Brent, and I want to introduce you to a fabulous young lady I met today named Jessica. How you doing?
I'm good. How y'all doing? Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for doing it. I mean, you're in demand. Everybody's grabbing and pulling on you. Is it the hair or is it you?
I think I look interesting.
Okay.
I look interesting, but I am interesting. So I fit the bill.
Okay. So we about to find out how she fits this bill. If you can go back to an age between 18 and 21, what age would it be and why?
I would have to say 19.
Okay.
I went to the University of Alabama, Roll Tide, and that was just a
Cut interview over Roll Tide. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. I know there are haters still out there.
Yes.
But 19 was just an interesting part. Like I was learning that I got to make my own decisions.
Okay.
And so I started getting different friendships and learning my intelligence and my wisdom and my creative niche. So that was an interesting part. So 19, I really enjoyed
That's
that.
awesome. And when you think about this generation and how there's so much advanced as far as knowledge because of social media, what would you go back and tell your younger self if you could take knowledge that you have now and take it back to that 19-year-old? What would you tell her?
I would tell her that it does not have to look the same. One thing I kept apologizing for at that age was that I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Okay.
And I wish that somebody would have told me that it was okay,
Yes.
right? My major is communication studies, and one of my advisors, I thought I was going to be a lawyer.
Okay.
And obviously, I'm not a lawyer. And nothing wrong with that or whatever, but that's just not my story. I thought I had to have it all figured out. And learning that I am the creative that I am, and I am the entrepreneur that I am, and that I'm the boss that I am, I wish that my 19-year-old self would have known that and been confident about that, because I would be so far ahead.
Right.
But the reason why I didn't know that is to help the people that I help now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so we're here at the podcast summit.
Yeah.
Day one.
Day one.
Shout out to David Shands and his crew.
Thank you.
Yes. What's been your biggest takeaway today?
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. Asking for sponsorships, just do it. Recording a podcast, just do it. Starting a business, just do it. Getting trademarked, just do it.
Yes.
Sometimes we make things more difficult than they actually are.
That's
And the confidence that this atmosphere has provided is like none other. Like I just appreciate it. And I told Dave himself, I said, hey, I did myself a disservice by not upgrading my ticket, because the access and the intelligence, the wisdom that he's allowing us to be a part of, like he literally gave us an opportunity to connect who he's connected to. And so I just appreciate his willingness and his vulnerability and transparency with us as evolving creators.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what are you doing and how can people follow you?
Oh my gosh, I'm doing a lot. But the main thing, the reason why we're here is that I am a creative consultant. My name is Jessica S. Smith, like he said, and you can find me at any platform at the Jessica S. Smith, okay? The Jessica S. Smith. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and my podcast is actually called Jess Ask. That's JESSASK. I host a safe space for kingdom entrepreneurs and creatives, just so they can broadcast themselves and have a way to communicate with their audience and my audience, also to have different content.
Right.
And so I just want to help people grow and develop people, especially my kingdomaires. I call them kingdomaires.
Yeah. And
so I just love that platform. And you can, like I said, you can follow me. Oh, YouTube too. Y'all follow me on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button.
And we will make sure to put all your links.
Yes.
Jessica, thank you so much.
Thank you, Brent. Oh my
It's been a
gosh.
pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.